Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Hillside Gardener. Today I'm going to talk about indoor plants and light. So light is the biggest challenge you're going to have in the wintertime when it comes to growing your plants. There's not as much sunlight, the sun is lower in the horizon, so you're not going to get as much. Where I live, it's a lot more cloudy and gray in those dreary days of wintertime. So all in all, you can't always rely on just your windowsill to provide enough light for all of your plant needs, especially if you're like me and you're trying to start your own seeds or trying to grow some stuff indoors, a lot of house plants, or trying to grow flowers even, which is even more difficult, and I'll get more into that here in a little bit. But I got a little an app. It's a free app on my phone. There's plenty out there. I'm not going to endorse one or the other, tell you what it is. You probably figure it out. But I'm going to show you just the differences of the lumens, imagine the light value you're going to get from between grow lights, between your windowsill, and also refer to like the distance and see how the distance actually plays a part into how much light your plants are actually going to receive. All right, so stick here, guys. I'm going to go get my light meter, and we're going to go for a little plant tour. All right. All right, guys, so right here, my front windowsill. This is actually a very south-facing window, so this can be the best sunlight exposure. It's a little bit overcast outside, but to give you a reference, right here, you can get it into the light, and most of your smartphones are going to have a light detector or like a photo sensor in the front. That's about 616 lumens worth of, well, if I can turn a little bit more, about 1121. So right about 1100 is about the most lumens I'm getting right here for these plants, just in general. So they're lined up along the windowsill, and they're doing fine. They're growing. They're not totally happy, but they're also inside. So, you know, the best you can do with that. But I just want to kind of show you, like I mentioned here, right here at the windowsill, I'm not sure if you can even see or not. This is right about 1100, if I can get the angle on it just right, and then the picture frame. But anyhow, as you move back, check out right here. You're still at, you know, getting 1200. I think I found the right angle here, so 1400. And as you're moving away from the window, watch how fast it's dropping. So when I get to my kitchen table and my snake plant on here, we are at maxing out at about 663. So from the windowsill to back here, you see how many lumens you're actually losing just by the distance. So that was the south-facing window. Now over here, this window actually has more sunlight because of the way the sun is in the sky right now. And that's producing, I had it up here a second ago, 1408 is as much, most lumens I'm getting right here. So because of the angle of the sun, this is about 1400 lumens for these little guys in this windowsill. So let me show you something else over here. All right, so checking out this little blue and red LED setup I have over here on the side table. But just show you something for reference. Look, if I can get it here, that's also producing about 1100. So this is just about the same as being in the front windowsill under the maximum amount of light. So even though this is actually no window exposure, it's not really getting much sunlight at all, it's actually still emulating what it is on a very, like an overcast day outside. It's not going to be, you know, the same equivalent as being outside. It's also not going to be the same as if this was a bright sunny day with the window, you know, shining right through. So it's this would be a good setup for some of your lower light plants. In this for right now, I mean, these plants are the rattlesnake plant, and this is also just your typical Christmas cactus, and there's some aloe back there, which the aloe themselves probably do need a little bit more light, but they seem to be happy back there, growing just fine. And even so, the Christmas cactus is about to bloom. So definitely check that out in the upcoming days. Pretty excited about that one. Okay guys, so that's just a little experiment showing you the difference between the different windows and under the LED lights, just trying to talk about the lumens that you're receiving for your plants. Now what does that even mean? All right, so for optimal growth of your indoor plants, you're looking at 7,000 to 7,500 lumens. And that's if you're like talking about the most optimum setup you're going to do, like make them think they're outside, right? Minimum, you're looking at 2,000. 2,000 is going to be for your low light plants, for plants that don't need a lot of sunlight. Your typical home, you know, your sunny window, you're going to get over 2,000. And You know, some days are more or less than others, but the mid-range around 5,000 is kind of be, you know, generic sunny summer or fall winter type windowsill. As long as you get full sun, you're not blocked by some curtains and some, you know, other obstacles in the way, you're going to hit 5,000. It's going to happen. Like I said, this is just an experiment to show you on a cloudy day, we're only getting like 1,400. So just because, you know, it's in a windowsill doesn't mean it's always getting the optimum amount of light anyways. So that being said, during the vegetative phase of your plants, if this is kind of more of a just general plant knowledge, whether you're trying to grow indoor greens or you're trying to grow anything else inside, the vegetative stage is going to use the least amount of light to transform that into energy. So between 2,000 to 3,000 lumens is going to be what you need to hit for the vegetative state of your plants. And as you know, like myself, I'm always starting tomatoes and peppers and things like that in cups, and for the springtime, they go in the windowsill. By the time April comes around, the sun's higher in the sky, it's warmer, the days are longer, the sky is typically not as gloomy and cloudy. Hitting that 2,000, 3,000 threshold is easy. So it's not really, don't really worry about that. So get yourself an app like this, and you can do this yourself at different times of the day, different times of the year, and just check it out. So maybe the window you have is not quite as sunny or not quite as bright as you might think, and you may, you know, take into effect the distance away from the window, how drastically the light does drop off from the windowsill to maybe you have a house plant, you know, on a table at the other end of the room. So what I mentioned about the flowering stage, you're looking at 5,000 to 10,000 lumens is what's really required to produce a nice flower indoors, which is very difficult, which is why most houseplants you get from your big box stores, landscaping places, whatever, are typically green, leafy, and come from the Amazon rainforest down to the forest floor where there's really not much light at all. So they're totally adapted to the low light levels in your house. So that being said, I'm going to show you upstairs where I have a couple seeds and some growing lights underneath that just kind of show you the difference in what the light requirements are for seedlings versus just your lush tropical foliage type standard house plant. Okay, so let's go check those out right now. Okay guys, so my little carnivorous plant area here, and as you, I can't really get it because it's going to show, but trust me on that. Right now you're looking at 6,000, 7, 8. I can't get it to take without getting the glare on it, but take my word for it. This was at 12,000 lumens underneath these pitcher plants down here. And by the way, they love it. They're super shiny. They're going into awesome vegetated growth, putting out new pitchers even. Right here indoors, you can kind of see the brand new pitcher starting. So it's definitely happy under these lights. So I got that to read between 12 and 14,000, depending on how I held my phone, where I caught the light just perfectly. You guys couldn't see that because of the reflection. I do apologize, but there you go. So for your seedlings, this is perfect. You could even grow a flowering plant. This is, like I said, 14,000 lumens under this one little light as compared to a sunny windowsill. So because, you know, just because you have a cup or something in a windowsill on a hot summer day or hot bright summer day, you might hit that. You know, you could for a couple hours of the day, depending on what time you look at it. But like this little setup here, it sits in the corner of this little cubby hole here in the kitchen. Doesn't take up any space at all. And whenever seedlings, I start really getting into my seedlings again, this plant's going to be transitioned to somewhere else. But for the time being, it's super happy. And there you go. So I'll wrap it up there, guys. So consider whenever you're planting things, your seedlings, and just positioning your house plants, take into consideration the amount of lumens or the amount of light your plants are actually receiving. They'll be a lot more happy. They'll be a lot more healthy. Maybe you find out that the windowsill you have them in may not be as bright as you think it is. Maybe it's too far away from the windowsill, and that it's you know, it's not actually getting as strong of light as you might think. So there you go. All right, guys, so there you have it. A little experiment between the daylight, between the grow lights, and showing you how the distance affects your plants growing inside. So hope you guys enjoyed what you saw today. If you did, please consider giving that a thumbs up. Subscribe if you liked it and you want to join on and follow along everything that goes on here at the hillside. Tons of plants, tons of plant knowledge, farm nut stuff going on at the farm place going on. A lot of big projects in the plans for this year. So hopefully 2021 is treating you good so far, better than 2020. All right, so I'll wrap it up here, guys. Catch you next time here at the hillside. Bye-bye.